Hello, crafty friends. This is the Paper Chef here. Let's shake things up a bit. Welcome to part 6 of my Season of Chic workshop series. In today's video tutorial, you're going to learn how to make this shaker box. We're going to be using the Season of Chic stamp set for the thinking of you sentiment and for the shell. We're going to just also use some blending brushes to ink around the edges. Put some shells on there, some texture. And we're going to use black cardstock for the bottom because it's in your kit. And I wanted to make sure I used a nice strong piece of cardstock. This is very thick. A piece of white on the top because we're covering most of it up anyway. And some memories and more cards. So let me kind of give you an idea of what to go gather. Okay, so for this tutorial. Okay, some things to go gather. And I didn't put anything inside this one yet because I've been very, very busy with my ScanNCut launch. I just launched fall projects last night or 2 days, maybe the day before. I don't know. It's all blur. It's been a big launch. So I just launched a new course. So I wanted to make sure this did not get put on the back burner. And I'm hoping I found all the supplies again because I had to take everything back out. But all my little treats went to those fall projects. All right, so here's what you're going to need. Let's do this. And I did lose my voice in the process. I'm starting to gain it back. Some of my viewers were saying my microphone was also scratchy, so I took off the external microphone. I'm using the one built into the camera, so hopefully that works. You need these 4 dies. This workshop series is based on a bundle called the Season of Chic Bundle. The Season of Chic Bundle is a great photopolymer bundle. We've been making lots of projects with it. I have them here. Well, I have most of them here. I'll go grab them if I have to run around before the end of this, just so I could show you some of the things we've been making with this series. Things are just falling out. I'll be showing you what we made in parts 1 through 5. But this is a great all season, all year long stamp bundle. And it's coordinated with an entire suite of products. I recommend, if you're in love with this suite, this is my favorite suite in the annual catalog. I recommend you get anything that you want to get before August 31st because although this stuff will be around until next April, the end of April, beginning of May, 2023, because this is the annual catalog. Right now, we have celebration going on. And that means for each $50 you spend, you get something free. So why not get something free when you're getting, if you like texture chic and you're going to get it anyway. You can get stuff free from this celebration brochure, but some of it's already gone. But I'll kind of flip through it. And so this is only going on to August 31st. I'll flip through and tell you if I see something that's gone. I know these have sold out. Not the sketches. Stylist sketches is still there. But these cards and envelopes did. But we added, and this paper is really cool. We added a bunch of new products that you can get for free. Those dies, I think, are gone. You can either get items free when you spend $50 or when you spend $100. And when your party or your workshop order gets up to, or your own order gets up to $300, you also get perfect pomegranate. We have so many celebration specials going on. In fact, if you like this so much, get a starter kit because you could pick out $125 worth of items for only $99. But let's not get into all that right now. I'll maybe mention it again at the end, so stick around. If you have questions about it, I'll answer some. But you can get things in your starter kit from this catalog too, from the mini catalog that's going on until December. But let's just jump right into this one, shall we? So you need that bundle for this project. Okay, you need the Season of Chic stamp set. We're going to be using Pool Party and Petal Pink ink, some blending brushes, but if you don't have blending brushes, use your sponge daubers. Like, something on your finger or just sponges. You need some window sheets. I already have a little piece of window sheet, so that's acetate. It's just plastic to make shaker cards with. You're going to need, let me see, I'm going to show you the little piece I have cut out. Well, you have a 6x6 piece in your kit if you ordered the kit from me. So I cut out just like a little window. You only need a little window because we're using the shell for the front of this. So we just need a little window. I'll probably use this whole piece, but you don't need the whole thing. And then I'm using, just to make this sturdier, I'm using this piece here. Now you all have a half a pack of the memories and more cards. That's also in the annual catalog that coordinate with this. So we're going to use this piece here as the front of the box. I thought that would be really nice. I'll also show you later how I used that on the front of a card. if I'm done that card. I'm using adhesive sheets for the dies to turn them into stickers. And I'm using foam adhesive strips. But don't be overwhelmed by all the supplies because it's going to be very easy. Sorry. A little bit of cough here. I have my little bag of jelly beans here. I have to eat some jelly beans and maybe hopefully drink some water because my voice is lost from doing the course I did. Not totally lost. I just did a lot of talking, that's all. I like to talk, but maybe my voice doesn't like to talk as much as I do. All right, so I'll put down a little mat here. Put this down. I'm going to get out the paper trimmer, and we'll just start with the paper trimmer. So thank you all for coming today. Thank you to those of you who signed up for my Fall Projects course. I'm excited to share those ScanNCut projects with you as well. And I'm happy to be getting back into the series that I had to put on hold for a little bit while I finished that course. Okay, what I'm looking for is the black and white cardstock. So technically, this is the lid and this is the bottom, and we're just really not going to do much to it. This is 6 inches already. It's just that when you have a lid, we don't need to do anything. It's already 6 by 6. But those of you that don't have a 6 by 6 piece of white cardstock, go ahead and cut one, okay? Mine's already 6 by 6 because that was in the kit. However, you do need to take your black piece of cardstock I gave you, that's 6 by 6, and make it a smidgen smaller. And when I say a smidgen by Paper Chef definition is this. It's like a 1/16 of an inch. It's like a sliver. That's probably too much. But anyway, you get the idea. Take a sliver or a smidgen off of each side. This trimmer does go in 1/16 of an inch. So I'm just moving it over slightly. I think that's a better smidgen. That's really what a smidgen looks like. This one's a little bit more, but it doesn't matter. But the point is, you want to make, I'm just going to go ahead and make them both even, right? You want to make the bottom a little bit smaller. Let me just do this. Okay, so that it's like this. Okay, watch. Whenever you make that's a little bit too small, but you don't really need that much of a gap, but you just need a smidgen. When you have 2 pieces of paper, okay, and you're making a box, it doesn't matter, any kind of box. Doesn't matter what size box we make. You need the bottom piece to be slightly smaller than the top piece so that the top piece fits over it, and you don't have to do any fancy math. You don't have to do any math whatsoever. It doesn't matter what size paper I give you. You can make a box easily. I'll be making some probably in my paper pumpkin video. If not making them with you, I'll have them already made. But doesn't matter. As long as the box and the lid are cut, one is slightly smaller than the other, then you can go ahead and score them. I'm using the Simply Scored. This is really thick cardstock, isn't it? You can barely see the line. Maybe you can see the line better than I can. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm taking the Simply Scored and I'm scoring 1 inch around all sides. And then I'm going to do the same to the lid, 1 inch around all sides. And that's as simple as that. And then we'll just start adhering the lid together. So because the bottom is smaller, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's so important. If your lid doesn't fit on your bottom, it's because you didn't take that smidgen off. Okay, you have the score lines are the same. Doesn't have to be an inch. It's whatever you want to make your box, right? My box is an inch around the sides. If you want to make your box a different size, you want the sides to be deeper. I'm having them an inch. You can make them whatever depth you want, but then the top of the box would be smaller if the sides are larger. Okay, and then you only have to do math when you want to like make the lid not cover the whole bottom of the box. But when I start getting into that kind of math, I use the template maker website. Whether I'm even if I'm not even using the ScanNCut, I still use the template maker website. Because it does all the math for you for like the lids and the bottoms of the boxes and stuff. So now what I'm doing is I'm folding along the edges. And now you get your little snips, paper snips. And you just simply do this. Okay, you miter the edges. So you're taking out these little triangles, right? That's what mitering the edges is. So you're just taking out these little triangles all around. So I'll be doing that all around. And while I'm playing around with this stuff, I can say hello to Janet, who was here before everybody else. Thank you, Janet. Okay, and we have Cheryl is here. Good morning, Cheryl. Karen from Scotland. See what I'm doing? I'm mitering the edges. I'm cutting both the tops, both the sides. I'm just kind of looking like, you know, got it like a letter H, sort of mitering the edges. I love going live at different times because, like, you know, I have now friends from Scotland and different friends that can't come all the time if I go, you know, at different times. So I like kind of having a whole different crowd sometime. Get a different vibe. Hello, Lala's Crafts, and Karen, and Cindy, and Maria, and Terry P, and Barbara M, and Linda. Happy Monday. Oops, did I forget? Now look what happens when I look down. I better stop saying hello. I almost cut the whole side of the box off. All right, I'll say hello in a little bit, but there you go. I'm just kind of doing that, and now when I put this on top of the other box, you're going to see what I did. We're doing this to the top and the bottom of the box. Here's what it looks like. That's what mitering the edges looks like. You're just taking the little triangles out, and you're going to do it to both sides. But don't, like, adhere we're going to do it to the white one, but we want to keep the white one flat because it's easier to stamp. I kind of found out the hard way when I forgot to stamp the sides and I had to, like, stamp it in midair. I should have stamped it while it was flat. You know, I inked it up and then I was like, I forgot. I was like, this would really look nice with shells on the side. And I'm actually standing there, like, putting the stamp on it while I'm holding it up, because I had already glued it. So you always want to keep the lid flat until you're all done with it. All right, so that's good. So I got the lid done. Now we're going to I'm just going to use liquid glue. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to use liquid glue. I could use liquid glue, but I think it might be easier and faster, and just for this purpose, because we have a lot of little steps for this die cutting. I think I'm going to use this Seal Plus because it'll be quick. It'll hold it together and it'll be quick. And I won't have to use my clothespin trick and all that business. So I'm just using Seal Plus on the flaps. I like Seal Plus adhesive. It's great stuff. It has really good strength for boxes. And tear and tape is also good for boxes. We have lots of different adhesives. Tear and tape, Seal Plus. Okay, so there we go. I'm just putting in the little flaps. And I'm just giving you a close-up of what that adhesive looks like. See that? That the angle, you can see the little lines. That's why it's so easy to tear off, because there's little lines on it. So now we have our box, our bottom of our box, and it's super strong. An elephant could stand on it. Just kidding. But it's super strong because it's black cardstock. All right, now we're not going to adhere this one. Don't do what I did earlier. We're going to ink it up first before we adhere it. So let's lay this down. Now, I was thinking about this. Let's see what we need here. Don't need that. You're going to need some little sequins for your shaker card. Use your little bucket of crafty goodness I gave you. This is my little store. We'll put that on here. I gotta use this other one now. That's my store. If you want to shop with me, be great. I appreciate your support. If you're in the U.S., if you're not, then you have other crafty friends that you can shop with, because we are located in other countries as well. Stampin' Up! As a company, we're located in countries around the world. All right, what I want to do while this is flat, see, I want to take my blending brushes and my Petal Pink. It's a cool color. It's a really light color you're going to put that there, and you're going to just take your stamping block and you're going to dip into it. And it's a new Petal Pink, so there's lots of ink on it. See? I'm just going to get the blobs off a little, and I'm just going to kind of ink around the edges. And don't worry if you get it in the middle. because we don't have to worry about the middle. We're covering this whole section up. And you don't have to worry about the flaps because the flaps are going to be glued down, right? So tap, tap, tap. I'm just tapping to get it off of the sides, right? To get it off the stamping block. Just put some, I just like using the stamping block. It helps me control how much ink is on my blending brush. In this case, I want a lot of ink, so it's all good. I always like adding ink to things. And then we're going to stamp some shells on there too. See, I should have stamped the blob off of there. Because when you get that first blob, it looks like a little bit rough. But that's okay. When that happens, and I know my camera's shaking probably, you just add extra ink like you were supposed to do that on purpose. All right, and to the other side. And there we go. Last one. Tap off the blob. It still has a big blob even after tapping it off. That's because this is a new stamping pad. There's a lot of ink on there. All right, so good enough. Now I'm going to take the shells. I don't know if you can see all that. Let's move it. I'll move it so you can see it better. To move this in the view. All right, so now we're going to take the shell stamp, this one. Pull that out. Put that onto a stamping block. So we'll put that on the other side. Flat side up. Mount it onto this stamping block. Let's get a bigger stamping block. I'll just use this one. This one's my friend personalized for me, which was very nice when we went to one of the events. Ooh la la. Okay, so now what I like to do is I like to test my shell. I love this shell. And now I'm just going to do that around the sides a couple times. If you have a silicone mat, you can use that for stamping. Sometimes it helps. But it's really more important for the sentiment. Should be okay without the silicone. But silicone mats are good for stamping. Okay, adding some shells to all the sides. All right, so now this is what we have so far. See? See how that works? Oh, yeah, we got to cut a little shell for that side, too. All right, good. Now, we still don't want to adhere the sides because we want to put that other stuff together and all that while it's flat. Again, learn that the hard way. I forgot to, I had assembled the top of my box, and I forgot to do this whole shaker business, and I was like, oops. So you want to have all this stuff done, you want to have all this while it's flat. So we need the memories and more card. Just going to grab a couple more jelly beans. You guys got to see my jelly bean stash. It's absolutely ridiculous. Look at this. You can buy jelly beans that are all red. Because for some weird reason, my husband just likes the red ones. I like any jelly beans. So I tend to buy the bags that are all red. I've had those for a while since Easter, but they don't really go bad. They're just sugar. Okay. Anyway, let's do the math before I cut this, just to tell you. So what we have here is up under here. Remember, we had a 6-inch lid, right? We scored it at 1 inch on all sides. We are left with 4-inch square in the middle. So therefore, I'm making this a 4-inch square. Okay? Well, it's already a 4-inch square. That's why I really like using the Memories and More card. So I'm just going to put the 4 inches there. It's already 4 inches the other way. And just go ahead and do that. Now test it to make sure. Okay. And that works. It's 4 inches. And if you wanted it to be a little smaller, so you have a margin around your lid, that's fine. But I wanted to cover my whole lid. So that's what I went for, the 4 inches around. Okay, so that's good. Now underneath it, we need a little piece that's going to show through the window. But we don't need that little piece yet. Let's do the die cutting of this one first. Okay. So what we need is this Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay. It's this machine here. We're gonna go like this. I'm gonna raise my camera again. Wait, before I raise it too high and have to stand on my tippy toes to say hello. See who I forgot to say hello to already, or didn't forget. I got distracted as always. So we said hello to Terry and Barbara from Louisiana. Hello, Barbara. All right, we call you, and we said hello to Cheryl from Michigan. Terry, yes. Thank you, Karen. And hello, Lynn. Yeah, I know. Isn't it? Jelly beans are awesome. They're kind of addictive. But really, I just needed something to keep my throat wet, and that's what I figured I would grab. All right, we need the platform. We have the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is what it looks like, right? Has a handle. It's portable. Well, it's not really portable, but it does close. I wouldn't call it really portable, but it does shut, okay? So it shuts. So you have to open up the platform. You have to put down platform 1 when you're die cutting. When you're using thin dies, you need to put down platform 2, which is your thin die adapter. And it gives you instructions here if you're not sure what to do. Then when you're cutting thin dies, you need to put one of the plate 3s. This is called a die cutting sandwich. So we have plate 1, 2, 3. Now we put our paper, which is this. This is our window. And now we put what we want to make. Sorry, I just hit the camera. We want to make the hole in our window. We're going to use the shell. Because I know that's a die you all have because we're doing the Texture Chic workshop. So that's why I'm using the shell as the die for the window. If you don't have Texture Chic workshop and you're still following along with me, then just go ahead. In fact, it wouldn't matter if we used that shell or this shell because you're just making a hole. But what you can do, let me see what I did. Hold on, let me check for 1 second. Because I think I put the shell on the inside. Oh yeah, ooh la la. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so don't use this shell. I don't think I even need this shell. Well, yeah, I do need this shell, but for something else. This shell, let's use this shell. It doesn't matter, we're just making a hole. But now we have, we kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Not that we want to kill any birds, but we now have a beautiful shell when we're done. If we use this shell, we have the hole for the shaker card, and then we have a beautiful shell. Then we put another plate number 3 on top, and that is our die cutting sandwich. And then you just roll it through, and you have a hole. So that's pretty easy, and it's cardstock. It rolls through pretty nicely. Now, when you put plates through, I stagger them a bit. I don't go pushing them all through at the same. I kind of stagger them. That's just a habit, and it makes everything go through the machine a lot easier. Now, look at this now. And these would make good seaweed, you know, and we've been talking about this, some of our crafty friends on YouTube, about how that would make good seaweed. But I just haven't done anything with the seaweed yet. But I do save the insides of my shells. Okay, so take this little piece, and what I did is I put it inside my little box because it's so beautiful. Use a little bit of thin tip glue, or what is it called? Multi-purpose liquid adhesive. That's what we call it. I think I want to do an adhesive club sometime. I always do a blends club. I've done blends clubs, in color clubs, ink club. I would love for my crafty friends to try all of our adhesives because they're so awesome. I'm thinking of doing that maybe in the future. An adhesive club. I'm just blotting off the extra. It'll dry clear, but that's what the little shell will look in the bottom of your box look like. All right, now we have our little shaker window. Pretty cool, right? And I'm going to save these little things for seaweed later if I ever get around to it. So now we need a little piece of paper to put under, under our shaker box so we can use. I'll just show you some ideas I had. We're going to do some more die cutting, but I had for ideas for putting under that, like this one is the one I used for the card. I think that one works. But I also thought this one would look nice too. Let's see. I'm just taking out the memories and more cards is what I'm doing here. I found this one and I thought that would look cool. See, so that would look cool underneath there, right? Wouldn't that be neat? Yeah, let's do that one. Let's do this one this time. So I'm going to take a little bit of a sliver because I did a different one last time. And I always like to make my projects a little bit different. See, the one I did earlier, you couldn't really see the shell under there. See? That's what I'm talking about, the little shell paper. I think it might look nicer with this little shell paper under it. Always experimenting. So we're going to just do this. I'm going to take a little bit of a sliver off both sides here. I mean, I'm only going to have a little bit showing, but I'm just going to use take a little bit of sliver off there. Okay, so now we can center it better. So now, Yeah, if I kind of line them up, I'll get it centered better. All right, good. So now what we can do is put this on the box, this part. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that on the box. Like right there, maybe I think I was trying to center. If it goes right on the side, then I think something like that. This is the part that's going to be flat down on the box. You know, I'd like to always reinforce things. So I'm just going to put a little bit of reinforcements there on the edges there. Just in case. Well, actually, I'll just put it underneath there for good measure. All right, so it really stays. All right, now we're going to put that down. And I should just check on this one more time to make sure where the shell's going to be. Ooh, that's so cute. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Okay, good enough. So the shell's going to be centered. I could even go up a little. There's a shell inside a shell. You could put a message under there or another piece of paper. You could have just left it white too, because you're putting sequins in there and it's a shaker card. But I just think that looks really nice. All right, so that's what I'm putting down there. Now, you want to flip this over and put your window on there. And then we'll do some more die cutting. So a little piece of acetate window that I had. Maybe it's in my bucket. Okay, here we go. And let's see if I need to trim it. Trim it some. Yes, it's probably just perfect enough. Yeah, it's all good. It can be big enough. As long as it's small, it just has to be bigger than the window. Okay, so you're going to put this. So now you're going to put some little adhesive around your shell, like this. Wait, let's make sure you can see this. And let me put something under here so you can really see what's going on. Okay, so what's going on? This is not going on. We're putting this off to the side so you're not confused. I'm working now just with these two pieces. Okay, so this is what I'm working with. You're taking your little window and you're making sure that you get all under there with your rolling adhesive. Don't use glue for this because it'll ooze right out and look really funny. You get glue on your acetate, it's a goner. I mean, you can't get this stuff off. Anyway, I'm just putting this around. So it's really important to get the glue or the adhesive right around the window. But I'm just putting some extra there for good measure. And then we're going to put the adhesive on there. See, things stick to it. Can you imagine what glue does? It sticks to it. Okay, there you go. So now that we have this really cool window. Yay! And with a little bit of dust getting caught on there. See? And I didn't even put glue on it. You can imagine what glue will do. Just rubbing that off. And it's already smearing. It's like I've used Windex to clean these off before. You know, the actual Windex. Because they get all smeared easily. I'm just rubbing it. Hopefully I get it off. Because I want to finish the project. I don't want to run and get Windex. But if I have to, we wait because I want it to be perfect. No, I'm just kidding. Nothing's ever perfect because it's a homemade card. Can't get it perfect. All right, good. I'm happy with that, though. I got that big smear off. So what we want to do now is we want to turn this over and take your foam adhesive strips. These are pretty awesome. They come in long sheets, like 2 long sheets. But I've already cut them down a bit. You have these in your kit. I put these almost in, I think in every kit, almost every kit, because we pretty much do some kind of shaker card in all my kits. So what you do is you're going to do something like this. You know, some kind of little, you're trying to enclose your shell. So that's what these, in fact, we can pull that off. We're pulling the adhesive off because we're going to need it anyway. Make sure you get right in there. When you make your circle around your shell, that you get right in there up to the edge so that the confetti or the sequins don't fall out. Cut the little piece off and enclose your circle. Okay, good. Now, if you just leave it like this, it would droop around the edges, right? So you want to add a bunch of these for support, for making your card professional. So you want to take longer pieces and you go all the way out to the edge. This is what I do. And just kind of make a big old square around the edge for support. So now the middle won't droop because you have the foam adhesive in the middle, and that's not going to droop. And now you have these on the edge so that the side of the cards won't droop. And you don't really need the corners for this size, but if you have a bigger one, might add some more. So that's what you're going to use. This is your little platform. Okay, for your, you're going to put the sequins. You're going to put the sequins on here. And then when you put this on, oops, I shouldn't have taken this adhesive off. One of those little adhesives off already. We'll get back to that. Let's do some more die cutting. Okay, let's see if there's any questions so far about what's going on. I hope you guys have understand the concept of making shaker cards. Okay, Cheryl's saying she loves making shaker cards. Never made a box shaker card. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can make anything into a shaker card. We use the one fun thing to make into shaker cards is the top of the paper, those little mini paper pumpkin boxes. Mini pizza boxes they were called. Anyway, what we're doing now is this was that die I told you to save for this. That's what we're doing with it. We're putting it on there. Okay, there's one platform 3, putting the other platform 3 on top. Roll that through. I just thought it looked really cool. It's, the mango melody color, one of the coordinating colors. So isn't that cool to have that nice shell? It already has stripes on it, so you just cut out the shape. So cut that out of your memories and more cards. And then I thought it was fun to just cut out this one right out of the cardstock, like that. Lay it on there, right? And cut that one out. Now, for this one, you might want to use tape. I have this really cool tape. Post-it tape. I think it's better than washi tape. It kind of helps when you're die cutting. It doesn't rip my paper as much. So we're cutting out a little shell, and it becomes like sort of this multicolored shell. And then I'm going to show you how to use adhesive sheets as well. These ones I didn't turn into stickers because I popped one of these up with dimensionals. But I'm going to show you how to make some gold ones. So to get that out, you could just use the other side of your tape to pull it out. To pull it out of the die, or take your pick tool, which is like a pointy tool that we have to pull the dies out. Isn't that cool with all the colors? So it's already die cut and already colorful. Oops, let's not put those there. They're going to fall in the machine. All right, let's make some gold ones. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating embellishments. So let's make some gold embellishments that are stickers by using the adhesive sheet. So we're going to use this one, and this one. And you need a piece of the gold. And when I say gold, I mean distressed gold cardstock. Okay. Let's find some distressed gold cardstock. I know I have pieces left in here. Here we go. There's a giant piece. A giant piece. This comes in 12 by 12. You get two in a pack. It's really awesome. So let's go ahead and cut a little piece. I'm just going to get like a 3-inch piece here, just for good measure. Okay, so we have a 3-inch piece. Now I'm going to take my adhesive. This is an adhesive strip. Adhesive sheet, not adhesive strip. Those other things were foam adhesive strips. This is called an adhesive sheet. So we're going to make our own stickers. All right, so we're gonna cut this little piece of adhesive sheet off. So here's how to make the stickers. And you have to do this part before you die cut. I hope I didn't lose one of those already. Okay. You're gonna take your piece of whatever you're cutting. It doesn't matter if it's cardstock, designer series paper, what have you. If I want this to be cut, like we're gonna make some, here, let me show you the box again. This is what we're making. Just the big picture is we're making beautiful shells. One for here, and one for here. We're gonna die cut 3 shells. Okay, that's the big picture. In order to turn those shells into stickers, we want this side of the paper to be die cut like that. And if you just do it like that, you're fine, and you'd have to use glue. Well, we don't want to have to use glue. We want to make stickers. So we're going to take the sticker adhesive stuff, right, and put it on the back here. These come off in little strips because they're already cut. So there's little. So let's put a couple of those on there. And now when we die cut them, it's double-sided adhesive sheets. right? So now when we die cut these little shells, they're automatically stickers, but we have to peel off the backing, because the backing is double-sided. I put one side on the paper, and the other side we just peel off. So roll that through. It's a little bit tighter when you make stickers. Roll that through, and we have, I think I'm done with all my die cutting. Okay, for this project, because we're just making one of these. All right, so now we have these, and sometimes you can just throw them down. But that didn't work. Usually you throw them down and they come out. Well, see, that came out. Sometimes you just throw them right down and they come out. But that's all you do. And then you can take this one. Let's put this one on the front of the box. Okay, I laid it that way. So we will peel this one off. You can use take your pick tool or just stick your fingernails to peel it off. And voila, we have a sticker. So awesome. Love it. And we're going to put the sticker right there. Boom. Done. No glue needed. Nothing. I don't even know what I did before adhesive sheets. I probably used a lot of glue. There was a lot of glue oozing out in all the wrong places, I can tell you that. I hate working with liquid glue and fine tip dies. So I just rather use adhesive sheets all day long. They're not expensive. And as long as you're careful with, you just only cut the parts you need. Like, I didn't even stick that part down yet. I'm saving it for if I actually need it. Because sometimes I don't need to use stickers on the distressed gold, right? So it's like if I need the sticker, I'm going to use it. But you get so many sheets in a pack, and, they last me a long time. But I go through them a lot because I use them in all my workshops. So it should come out. Oh, we already got spammers coming. There's the little robots. All right, there we go. And this, when you peel the sticker off, the nice thing about when you have fine tip dies and you peel the stickers off, that all those little extra bits, or most of them, come right out with it, which is nice. Okay, this was going, oops, I should have put, this is going down here. I'm not going to peel the others yet because I need to wait till I'm done decorating the box here. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them yet. So let's not put the other stickers on yet, but you get the idea. Okay, let's do this shaker part. But we can still get the sticker. We can get the sticker ready. We can at least get it out of here. I'm just not going to peel the sticky part off yet. All right, so that's cool. I hope you enjoy making stickers. This one we're going to be popping up on dimensionals and stuff. So let's get some dimensionals ready. But let's do the shaker part first. And I'm going to lower this so you really get to see this, because this is really the essence of the tutorial, right? How to get these sequins in here and stuff. So let's clear the deck a little bit so my dies don't end up like my die getting stuck under my shaker card, right? Get a little bit of room. Make sure this is flat. All right, sometimes it's bulging up a little because of the way I did it. So you're going to get your little little jar of crafty goodness. I give you a little jar of sequins. And you're going to lay them right there in the middle. Okay? Like in a little pile. I don't think you even need them all. You probably have enough for 2 shaker cards. That should be more than enough, right? So you're making a little pile, and the pile has to be smaller than the seashell. That has, that's smaller than that hole. And you might get a little bit static cling. So sometimes I use dryer sheets before I put these on. A little bit to get rid of the static, but I think we're okay now. We'll try it. And when I say static, it's like this little acetate sheets sometimes have some static on them. So I'm peeling off all of these now. And then if you want to test it, because sometimes half of them come off. So you just test it like, okay, did I get all these? Did I get all these off? Okay, now let's flip it over. That's the bottom right. And you're going to lay it on top and center. And you see how they stick? That's okay. They stick to the acetate at first because that's the little bit of the static cling. Like when you rub a balloon on your hair. Okay, but then you go like this and look. Look at it. It's shaking. Shake it up, baby, now. Look at it. It's shaking. I love it. So fun. So fun. So that's how you make your shaker card. Or box top in this case. So now let's go ahead and adhere the sides. We can finally adhere the sides because I can then put the sentiments and everything on when it's arranged, because then I'll kind of get a feel for how I want it to look. So we'll get the thinking of you on there. We'll put the sides together. Okay. So we got adhesive, adhesive, adhesive. One little flap needs adhesive. Okay, so we go like that. You could have used other colors of cardstock, but I like when you use white because you can actually decorate it and color it more. But it's just because of the finish on the white, it makes it easy to ink it up and stuff. All right, so that's our top of our box. Where's our bottom of our box? Our shell has dried. Looks nice. And if you want to put some bling, you can put some. If your shell has a little bit of, like, see, mine is getting a little bit of glue in there. A little bit of glue in there kind of dried around. So what I'm going to do is just add some Wink of Stella. Make it look like it's supposed to be like that. Make it shiny with some glitter. That's a glitter brush. Okay, and then, boom. That's our box. Now let's finish decorating our box. So what you can do is put it at the angle, so you can see, is we can use, I've already done a thinking of you, already stamped that, but had a couple ideas of how to get these little things. Let me grab my embellishments. So I already have like a bucket of crafty goodness, and as I tell you, I don't do everything every time I'm making a card. If I went and did every stamp every time I made a card, I would never get anything done. So I have like loads of these done from before, the thinking of you, but I only put the petal pink on the, or not petal pink, I've only put the pool party on the edge. So I kind of want to show you how you can ink that up. So with the pool party and petal pink. So because I put some extra petal pink on it. So open the petal pink, put a little bit of ink on your petal pink. Put some ink on your pink. Okay, put your pink on your, okay, and you know what I mean. All right, so I'm tapping the blending brush, and I'm putting it down, and you can just sort of put some pink in the middle, like I did on that one for dimension. Okay, now there was already pool party on the edges. So if you didn't have pool party on the edges of yours, you're going to do the same thing. Here, we'll just add some more for good measure so you can see that. Okay, you're going to put a little bit of ink on your stamping block. We'll use the other side of the stamping block. A little bit of pool party. Okay, that one's a little bit darker. And roll it in the side, and roll it in the side. So that's all. So now you have this sort of like ombre effect with the thinking of you. So then what I did is I put a little piece of, let's close these because otherwise I'll get ink all over the place. I stamped it in Evening Evergreen, just so you know. That's where I stamped the color. And then I had little scraps of this gold paper, which I should still have little scraps of it. But now I don't know where my little scraps went, so I have to make a little scrap. I'm going to guess it was 3/4 of an inch, but we'll just see what happens when I make it 3/4 of an inch. That should be big enough. I was a good guess. All right. So you take your little scraps and you just put that behind there. See, something like that. Okay? And just go ahead and, yeah, I mean, you can lop it off with your trimmer, let's move this down to get it even. This is just to get it even, and then we'll move it back. Another little trick. See, that makes sure I get a straight line, but then I move it back. Well, I don't think it's that straight of a line. All right, sometimes you just got to use the trimmer to make a straight line, which is why I have a ScanNCut, because I can't really cut a straight line. And I have a trimmer too. All right, so there you go. So we're putting that behind there. Just a little piece of gold. So you just do these extra little things for fun and for dimension and for just extra something, right? So we'll put that there. That was about 3/4 of an inch behind it. Little pieces, scrap of, ooh. Sometimes this thing rips your paper. This thing's so strong, this Seal Plus. So we have to be careful. Okay, we're sticking that on the box right here. Let's look at the other one. Okay, looks good. Okay. Looking good. Now we're going to keep on embellishing. All right. We're going to find all the little things we cut out. Like this one. We'll put that, that one's going to be a sticker, but let's do this one first because it's popped up with dimensionals. So we'll take that one, this shell, and pop it up with dimensionals. And we'll put that at the edge of the box, like that, like so. We'll take this sticker and put that here, like so. Peel that off. See how easy these are to work with? Put this shell there. So we have seashells galore. And that one got ripped a little bit, but push it down, push it up, come on. I'm just trying to reconnect them. I guess that's what the little bling is going to be for. Okay, come on down. Okay, and I know I have another shell somewhere. Under here somewhere. The little pink one. We don't want to have to die cut it again. It's the one that I cut out of here. So we're just going to use a little bit of glue on that one. Glue. Because this one I didn't turn into a sticker. I could have, but I didn't because I didn't want to put a sticker just on that little part because I was using the bigger part over here. Sometimes it's easier to put the glue down, like I find, and then to tap into it, than it is to try to center the glue on there. I just find that easier. All right, so we'll put that there. And you can add some Wink of Stella to that. That always, a little bit of bling. I don't know. I have so many of these. I need to go through these and be like, which one has stuff in it? I don't know. I'm going to do it to that one too. I love glitter. All right, so I'm putting glitter in the middle too for good measure. Now, this one, I just took one of these little circles out of my bucket of crafty goodness, cut from the Stylish Shapes dies. Some of them I even cut in other colors and styles, like maybe that one might have been cut out of, we'll just use the one that's white. But I cut some of them out of like the textured paper from the cards. We'll just ink up around the edges of it just to rough it up a bit because you're not going to see anything. You're not going to really see it, the edges. But I'm just putting a little bit of ink around the edges. So now you're going to take your stickers from your memories and more cards. I know one of them. I have loads of packs of stickers, so let me find one that has that little sentiment. Here we go. So you have all these stickers, and you each should have a sheet of stickers. You should have a sheet of these stickers in your kit. Those who got my kit, and a sheet of these kind of stickers. We're going to use the one that says here for you because it goes with the thinking of you. Thinking of you, here for you. So we're going to take that sticker out, and we're going to put it on this circle from the Stylish Shapes dies, which I think they're my new favorite dies. They're the most versatile dies I have. I mean, it used to be stitch rectangles I used the most, and I've kind of kicked the stitch rectangles to the curb in favor of these Stylish Shapes dies because they're small. I like that. And so we're going to stick that right there. Voila. And we're not done embellishing. We still have sequins. Sequins. What did I do with my sequins? One moment. What I did, to be all efficient for this video, I took like my glue dots and I put sequins on them already for you. So I'm looking around to see where they could have went. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. Okay, this is a cool little trick. So sometimes when I'm getting ready for a video, like I just put my sequins on, I put them on the dots already. So then I can just rip them off, boom, and stick them around. So you want 3 sequins. And they already have a glue dot on them. So one there. Let's put one up there. I don't know. Maybe we'll put one over here. Let's see. We'll put the pink one over here. Da-da-da. And I think I like how one went right on the here for you because it's kind of not really like centered on the sticker. So I'm going to put one right on the sticker because there's a little room on the right side of the sentiment. Oops, I'm getting glue on my thumb. Get off, get off. I'm almost done. Get off my thumb. Excuse me. Jelly bean break before I show you the projects. All right. Let me clear the deck so I can show you these in better detail. So that's how it's done. Easy peasy. But I would make a lot of these at once, typically. Not just two. I would make a lot. Let me clear that off. All right. So we have been working on this series the entire month of August, and we don't just have these boxes to show for it. We have loads of other projects. So I'm about to show you that we made with the season of Chic. Bundle. Hello. Taniba, hello. And Diana, thank you. No, I didn't put, it's a little box of Crafty Goodness, but I didn't put anything inside this box of Crafty Goodness. You're probably wondering. I just put the shell in there because I didn't have time. Because in my ScanNCut course, I put all my candy and treats in those kits. But there's plenty of stuff to see right now. All right. I'm not even going to try to remember what order this was done in. I'm just going to show you a bunch of projects I created. Some of these in my YouTube series, and some of these are just made with this Texture Chic Suite. So you're going to get to see these. I was just kind of showcasing these cracker boxes. I thought that would be fun to show you how you can make cracker boxes of all the seasons. This is a cracker and treat box die we have in the annual catalog. So there's a fall one, a little spring one with some flowers, a seashell one, and a winter one. Okay, in one part of the series, I showed you how to create your own backgrounds using the baby wipe technique. We stamped using baby wipes. So that's what the result of the baby wipe technique is. I made this little envelope. This came in your kit, so you can take that out and stamp on your envelope treat box. You also got a little mini treat box, And this is all the result of that baby wipe technique. We created this one live with the snowflakes. Here's some more. Oh, the extra, okay. She's talking about the box with the extra day. Oh, yeah, my box of Crafty Goodness. Do you like my box of Crafty? Oh, yes. This is my bucket of Crafty Goodness. Thank you for pointing that out. I always have a bucket of Crafty Goodness for every theme I'm working with. My stylish shapes dies and my extra snowflakes, extra leaves, extra. So the next time we meet, I'm going to be doing the memories and more cards that I've been working on. So I have those little extra embellishments to really jazz up your memories and more cards. That's what my bucket of Crafty Goodness is, overflowing and ready to decorate. Okay, so these are all what I did with the baby wipe technique. And that was part 5, I believe. So you could see how the designer series paper and the snowflakes come together, and how these colors coordinate. This is like evening evergreen, pool party, and soft succulent were the 3 colors I used for this project. And these were the result of that. Okay, this was jumping down to part 1. So that was part 5. We just did part 6. In part 1, we did shell cards, or gatefold cards, where these open up. So if you missed the gatefold card tutorial, we made these in part 1. Okay, 3 of those. All right, we did something with the flowers, I think, in part 4. We did these floral diaper folds. And I also did it with shells, because I like to just try it out with different things. So these are little tea bag holders. And you could do it with shells or flowers. And we did these little floral cards. I showed you how to jazz up. We're going to be doing more of this next time we meet as our conclusion. We're going to be taking some of our memories and more cards and really jazzing them up with the extra embellishments. And the memories and more cards I'm talking about are these. These are actual cards that come like this with these beautiful envelopes, part of the Texture Chic suite. And you had about 5 of them, but we've been cutting them up like crazy in this class. But you have like 5. You had 5. This was one of them. We cut down and made an A2 card. So this was the birthday cards we made in part 4. Okay, so if you missed any of these part of the series, just go back and check out these tutorials. And you get some ideas on how to make things using this Season of Chic suite, our Season of Chic bundle. Okay, and those were the floral cards. This was another inspired card. We didn't make this together, but we made these. We made this one together, but this is the same kind of card with a couple little extra somethings on it, like stickers and an extra little embellished piece in the back. So these are all ideas. And then we made this one in part 2. Or no, maybe we made, yeah. This was part 3. Okay, part 2 were these fall cards. So we had gatefold cards, and then we did fall cards. Maybe we did this second and then this third. It doesn't really matter what order we did these in. But this was all part of the series. These autumn cards with that really cool die. I love this die, by the way. It's just such a cool die. It has so much like texture to it, which is the whole reason for the texture suite. And then we made these little tea bag holders. These are called matchbook tea holders. We made them in one of the parts of the series, along with the sticky note holders. I just put it in my newsletter, all the links to all these videos. So if you didn't get my newsletter, maybe check your spam box, because it just came out today, and there are coupons for all my courses and links to all my videos. So if you didn't get that, let me know. I'll send you the newsletter, or maybe check your spam, because sometimes my newsletters go into spam. This is a little sticky note holder. And we did this one in part 1. It could have been part 2. Okay, we made this card too. So we took the die and we cut out the snowflake. And then we took the reverse, or not the reverse, but the extra inside piece. And we used it here as the closure, or the opening, for the sticky note holder. So these are just all kinds of ideas. And of course, these are like my style, but there's all these other styles that you could, check out what other people do. I have a whole different style than someone else. That's what's fun about crafting, is everybody has a different style. Feel free to use any of these ideas from any projects and recreate your own. Okay, this is a box I created in my Fall Project Scan and Cut course. And then inside of here is something we created in this series together. So that's an explosion box. You can learn how to make explosion boxes with your Scan and Cut. And this is using the Texture Chic Memories and More card pack. I just wanted to do one with a different theme. So I had lots of different themes going on, but I just thought this was a really fun theme, the fall. Just a whole different color palette. And then inside I put some of these boxes. We decorated these together in one of the parts. The same part of the series, which was like part 2 or 3. When we did these cards, I showed you how to decorate these little treat boxes. So that's what we've made so far, and there's still more to come when we finish up with the cards, the Memories and More cards. And then, you have just ideas, I hope, with other things in your kit, because you have lots and lots of scraps in your kit. Like, well, this isn't, you didn't have all these scraps, but you had like pieces like this. So whatever we didn't finish using, you still have extra pieces you can die cut and make extra pieces and use them for your other projects. So I can't wait to see what you do with it. Now, inside my VIP group, there is a challenge this month, and you can share what you've made in the Season of Chic workshop series, and you can be entered for a prize drawing. So if you're in my VIP group, be sure to enter that drawing by sharing a picture of something you made, just one picture. Okay? Thank you, Mary Rock. Don't worry, you could go back and watch the beginning. Not late. Thank you, B. Pre from Georgia, Mary from Jersey. And thank you, Terry, for your comment, and Diana. All right. So I liked having you all here with me. It makes me feel better when I have somebody to craft with. I feel like I'm crafting along. You guys are crafting along with me, and I'm like not talking to myself. I like interacting with you. So it's really fun to go live. And hope you enjoyed this shaker box project and that you'll give this a try. That's all for now. This is the Paper Chef. We'll see you again real soon.